This is a tutorial on how to make a pull request to an open source repository. Before we explain the process of making a pull request on an open source repository, we're going to look at a simpler workflow. And this is when you work at the company and you have write access to the company repository. So this flow is actually considerably simpler. We will walk you through all the steps with the open source repository example in the future, but right now, let's cover this company repo. There's a download phase and an upload phase. In the download phase, you want to get the code down to your local workstation, make the change to it, and then you upload it back up to the main company repository. So the first phase is you're trying to get the code to your local repo, and you have read and write access to the company repo because you're an employee. So you do git clone, and boom, it's already there on your local computer with this one git clone. And you can probably do this as well, download the code from open source repo, but it's not how you would do it to make a modification to it. Read access to it, so you grab it on your local computer, and then you make a branch off of main. This branching concept is one of the confusing aspects of Git, maybe potentially the many confusing aspects of Git. And you would make a checkout with a new branch created at the same time with a specific feature. And then once you have this local feature on your local computer and you've tested it, then you move to the upload phase. So let's start here. You have direct write access to the company's GitHub repo, and you're going to push it up or upload it on a separate branch. So you write to the main company repo on a separate branch here, and now you have it on the company repo. So the company repo might be on GitHub, for example, and from the branch, you make a pull request, somebody reviews it, and then your boss or your supervisor or the project maintainers will merge it into the branch. And although this is several steps here and could be confusing, it's actually much simpler than with an open source project. Let's now review the open source project. We will walk you through this process in a hands-on, step-by-step overview, and you can see it right from the command line. This is just the high-level overview first. You start off with a upstream repository. This is the original repository. In this example, the organization is opkey, and the repo name is industry-python. This is a blog. So this is how you would contribute to a blog if the blog is on an open source repository. And this is actually a fairly common scenario and a good way for beginners to get involved, either with the documentation or potentially with a blog that's part of the community. You need to have your own GitHub account. You fork it, so you don't just clone it down directly. You first fork it, and then you clone down your fork. So this, when you clone it down, it's from the repository that's on your own account. It's not, you don't clone it directly from the upstream here. So in this example, the person's account is optutor, and they're cloning down the same repo name since they forked it. It's going to appear on your computer as industry Python. It's the same name as the repo on your local account and also the upstream. You check out a separate branch. So you create a new branch. Git checkout -b means to create a branch here. And then you have a name for the branch that is something meaningful that will tell people that what you are working on. In this case, this person is writing a blog on how to make a pull request. Then you have your local branch here on your local computer. You make the changes, and in this case, it would be to write the blog post, and you would have that blog post on your local computer. Now you want to get this thing up onto the upstream. So you first push it onto your personal account. So this is the personal account, and it's on this repo, which is the same name as the upstream. So at this point, you have it, but it's on your own account and not the main organization. And then you have to make a pull request to the main organization, and then somebody there will merge it in to the main blog. Now review the steps. You need some type of command line terminal. So on Mac, it's in the applications/utilities folder on your local computer. You can also use Spotlight and search for terminal. If you're using Windows 11, it ships with Windows Terminal. So you would call up this Windows Terminal, and we'll show you in a second. You need the tool called Git. And we're going to use the command line Git tool, which is the most common way, although it's being automated more and more now. But you still need to know how the basic Git commands work, I feel. On Windows, we're going to download it from git-scm/install. On Mac, you can install it with Homebrew. You first need to install Homebrew on the Mac in order to get this. You can also install the Git command with Xcode command line tools. On my own computers that I use, I installed on the Mac with Homebrew, and then on Windows, I installed it from this SCM thing. I have a brand new Windows 11 install here. I don't normally use Windows, so I may be making some basic mistakes about Windows. So just keep that in mind. But I'm typing into the search bar here, terminal, and it comes out with this terminal app here. So I'm going to open it up. And it's down here. I'm going to pin it. So I right-clicked on it. I'm going to pin it to the taskbar. And I kind of use it all the time. So I'll just pin it there. And you don't have to do this, but I don't use Edge. All right, so we have our terminal here. And the user here is called tutorial. All right, I'm going to make a directory called development. I just press tab for auto completion. So there should be, I don't think that it ships with Git. All right, so right when you install Windows 11, there is no Git installed. I'm going to go to the site, git-scm.com/install. I'm going to click on Windows. I'm going to go for a Windows 64. It's this normal Intel or AMD CPU, which is almost all of the Windows laptops out there. I think if you're taking the course, you probably aren't using the ARM version of Windows, but I guess it is an option. I don't have experience with it. Let's install it. Wait for the download. Okay. So we have our installer here. And from what I recall, there's many steps of this thing. So we'll just have to figure it out. Yes. We'll accept the license. I'll take the default install area. Okay. I'm going to take the default. All right, let's just see what happens. Take the default. I'm going to take the default with this VI or VIM. I know how to use it. If you don't know how to use VI, which is pretty difficult, you might want to select a different editor. But because I know how to use VI, I'm going to take the default. All right, I'm just going to let Git decide. I'll take the default. Okay, I'll take the default. I'm going to take the default and use the bundled open SSH. Yeah, I'll take the default. I'm going to take the default here too. Okay, let's just use the default. Fast forward or merge. I'm going to take the default for the credential manager. Hopefully it'll open up the browser when I need to log in. I'll enable file system caching. Okay. So I just selected all the defaults for all of the settings. All right, installation is completed. I'll select finish. And I guess this is the installer, which I no longer need. So I'll delete it. I'll close it. And I believe I need to kill this and restart it, but I'll just check. Okay, I think you need to stop it. And I'll restart this terminal. And I'll check it again. And now it shows a version of Git. So I have Git installed now. All right. I will close this. And we have completed these two. Okay, the next step is to create a GitHub account. I already created one, and I think it's pretty easy. So what I'll do is I'll just sign in to a new account that I just have for this tutorial here. And this account, there's no repos on it right now. So if you click on your face, you have to upload your picture. This one, there's no repos on this account. But I'm going to go to a open source repo, which has a blog that I want to make a contribution to. And the repo is here. So this one is on this organization opkey, and the repo name is Industry Python. And it's a Quarto blog post here. And there's instructions, but it assumes that you have write access to the repo. And this account does not have write access to it. So we're going to need to fork it. I'm going to fork my own copy of Industry Python. I'm going to call it the same name. So this is my account. I'm the owner. And Industry Python. I only want to copy the main branch. I'll leave the description the same. I'm going to create the fork. And boom, this is my account here, Op Tutor, and I have the entire repo right there. All right, we have now covered 4 of the 11 steps. And we're on to this one. And this is the most common beginner error because you want to, so I'm on my own account, the personal account, right? Op Tutor. So you want to clone this one down. You don't want to clone the upstream, which would be on op key. So I'm going to select HTTPS here. And since it's public, maybe everything will be fine. Change it to development. Okay, there's nothing in here. Brand new, git clone. And I'll do Control V here. Okay, it cloned it down. I'm going to cd into the new repo. I have all the blog files here. Okay. we have completed this step, and I will check it off right there. Okay, so now we need to create a branch for your changes. Don't put it on the main branch. We're going to need to use a few git commands, git checkout -b, and then the name of the branch. So I'll do git checkout -b for new branch. So it creates the branch when you check out. If the branch does not exist at checkout, it's going to create a new one. And we'll call it something descriptive, like a new blog post on pull requests. Okay, so we've covered step 6, more than halfway done. Yay! All right. Since you make the changes locally with VS Code or Cursor, I don't have this installed because I just installed this new version of Windows 11. I wanted to see what was on here. You can use anything, including Notepad. All right. So here, let's just confirm what branch we're on. So git branch with nothing here, and you can see that it's on the new branch that we just created. A little bigger. Right, to make the tutorial more realistic, I am going to install VS Code here. When I've installed it, I'll circle back here. If I just walk through the VS Code setup here, okay, I accept the agreement. Visual Studio Code. Just take the default actions. Right, it's finished. Let's just launch it. Okay. I don't think I want to use the agent. I don't want to use the AI features right now. Can I just open it up? I can. Okay, I have it under development. Just see Python. Okay, select the folder. All right. And I trust the authors of this folder. And I don't want to use AI features. Maybe I can just like close it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be working in this post folder here. I'm going to follow the same convention on this particular open source project. Okay. And the way this is organized, there's a folder for the blog. So no, I don't want it there. Making pull request. Okay, and then in here, we're using a variant of Markdown called Quarto, index.umd, and it's not registering because we don't have the Quarto language thing installed right now, but we don't need it. I'm going to copy the front matter. And I'll change it. But today's date, which is the 10th. This is the git contribution contribution. Maybe contributing. Okay. Blog goes here. Do not merge it. Right. I guess I should probably show how to install the extension. I'm going to install this one here. Quarto. Okay, now it has syntax highlighting. You could write it like this. I believe you can probably preview it now. Did Control-Shift-P. Quarto. Is there a preview? Okay, need to install Quarto. We're not going to install it right now. I'm just going to push it up like this. But if you're actually working on this project, you probably have to install Quarto. Okay, so just like to confirm that I'm on the right branch. And the status here is that there's an untracked file because we just made this new file and we need to track it. So git add, you could do just this one file or this one folder, and we could git status. Okay, so there's a new file here. We still need to commit it here. You can do git commit and then use either single or double quote. But you have to write a short one here if you use this technique to write the message. So I'll go started blog on pull requests. I'm going to end the quote. I'll press enter. Okay, you have to use git config for your email and your username. I'll do git config global user.email, and I'll have industry python at opkey.com, and the name will be git config global user.name, and it's I'll just go opkey tutor. All right, if you don't want to put your email here, you can also hide it. So on the account settings, I'll just show you real quick. It's gonna get added to the commit message. So okay, it's under, click on your face if you, settings, emails. All right. So there's this protection here. So you could use this email, or maybe I will use it just to help you protect your privacy. We'll do, instead of the actual email, there's a way to hide your identity. And this, I just copied it from the GitHub page, right? I'll set it that way. Now I can do the commit. Okay, so it did the commit, and the status is looking good. And we'll check on the checklist. And I've made the changes. I did the add and commit. And we want to review the origin, get remote -v. So this URL should be your own account, right? So my account is optutor. The upstream is opkey. And maybe I should have picked a more distinctive name for the personal account for it, but I guess it has the word tutor, so it's pretty obvious. So it should be your own personal account, right? So I've checked it. We only have 3 more steps. Yay. Check branch and status, which I've already done. They do it frequently. I know everything's up to date. I'm not going to push it. So get push origin branch name. The branch is right here. Long. I'll just do Control C. So get push origin, and it's the name of the branch. I have it in the clipboard, so it's right there. And it may take a while, I guess. In this example, the blog is maybe it's kind of big because it has a quarto on it. Oh, okay. Let's see. Sign in with browser, which would be excellent. Okay, I'll sign in with Firefox. Maybe always. Okay. Authorize Git credential manager. Authorize Git ecosystem. Let's go. Authorization succeeded. You may now close the tab. I think I will. Boom. And looks like it pushed it up. Let's check it. From here, repositories. There were no repositories before. There's now this new one. All right. Okay. It says that this little notice here, it had recent pushes 25 seconds ago. This is me. This is me. All right. Let's look at our little checklist. And we have done it. We're on our last step. I'm going to close this. All right, let's do compare and pull request. Boom. Okay, you want to spend some time to write a description, but because this is just a tutorial, I haven't finished the blog yet either. I will make the pull request, but because I am the maintainer of the original repo, I'm not going to accept it, right? So just as a quick example, companion blog or video tutorial on making pull requests. Okay. You just press it right there. You can see your changes, which are in green. I'm going to press it. Okay, it should be able to merge. You as the contributor cannot merge it unless you have that maintainer status on the repo. All right, congratulations, you made a pull request. I just wanted to quickly show you that I'm logged in as the maintainer here. This is the upstream, or it's the parent repo, and there's now one pull request. So I just clicked on it, and it started a pull request. I'm going to click on it, and it has, so this would be you, right? So this would be a picture of you, and it says it here. I could merge it, but the process is the maintainer, they'll test it. So they'll download it and they'll run it and they'll test it. And there may be communication back and forth, like, for example, you need to finish the blog. Don't make a pull request until you're ready to publish. Okay, so I'm gonna comment it here, and most likely in this case I'd probably close it. But so there's this. This would be your account, and then the maintainer saying, "Hey, it's a little premature." But once you make your contribution, this is how you would do it on an open source blog or an open source repository. We'll be building out the application in this 100% free course, Industry Projects with Python. You'll have the code, a bunch of slides there, and more great information. Join us at industry-python.thinkific.com.